one and all to the K.O.E Nation for another very special matchup in the 32 Rye tournament, folks. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E. You can find me at K.O.E Nation on YouTube, K.O.E Nation on Twitch, K.O.E Nation on TikTok. And I am joined by my indomitable broadcast partners this evening, the one, the only,
Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe, Linktree/Big Buckin' for all your Big Buckin' Empire needs, and including the one and only
your champ, Chicken, here at the Coop in Iowa.
I tried to pass it over to Chicken and Phil intercepted.
Yes, K.O.E Nation, yes. But no, of course, well, I mean, come on. The King of Extreme's got to introduce the one, the only, the reigning, defending, Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion himself, all the way from across the Missouri River in Iowa, the one, the only,
Chicken. Cheers, folks. Look forward to this battle of epic proportions of Ryes.
Rise.
This is going to be fun.
But this is the only finished Rye matchup in the Rye tournament. So these are the only two finished Ryes.
And we were skeptical coming in with any finished Rye just in general, because Rye is one of those whiskeys that you're like, yeah, it can go either way. I don't know.
Yeah,
I got
same
a
here.
fresh cork pop here for you.
There goes.
Got a fresh crack. Let's see how this Jefferson straight rye finished in Cognac cask single barrel. Nice.
Not bad.
I was gonna say.
Not bad.
So, minor case is an interesting one. It's Cognac cask finish, which I've never heard about for rye whiskey.
Indeed. Yes. To me, it was such an odd pairing, but I was.
Excuse me.
I was so intrigued by a cognac cask finish for a rye. Like, the sherry cask kind of made sense a little bit, but at the same time, it's still like, okay, you got two gimmicks here. Which one's going to work? I was instantly a big fan of this, and I've been I drank a little bit of it down right away. Obviously, it's about a half full bottle now. I haven't touched it in a while for this very reason, because I wanted to give it a fair shot against another finish, and with the tournament coming up. So I haven't had it in a while. I am a big fan, and I was pleasantly surprised with the Jeffersons. So this...
Let's start with the Jeffersons, gentlemen.
All right.
Oh, okay.
The Jefferson's nose is... This is super duper sweet, but of course it is. It's cognac finish.
Oh, so it's got that dark toffee chocolate.
Yeah, you would probably almost guess something like a cognac or a rum if you were smelling this. You wouldn't guess rye. Now with the minor case, I can tell. I'd like to tell you I could tell that this is a rye, but I would just guess whiskey and not.
Yeah. Some kind of finished whiskey.
Yeah, not necessarily a rye, not a bourbon, just some kind of finished whiskey.
Okay, yeah,
you can
not
tell
a lot going on.
No, the nose is not super impressive.
Well, let's all take a palate of Jefferson's first. Some chocolate there.
A little bit, like a baker's.
Stuff.
And then you get that rye tingle, but you don't... It's not exactly the rye flavor, but you get that rye tingle, if that makes any sense.
It's like that minty tingle. Yeah, you get that. But there's something else there.
It's not super complex. I really like the finish. It's sweet with the rye tingle. But that's the cognac finish you're getting with that sweetness. So I said this, I think, when we were doing the
cocktail whiskey,
the review of this. If this was just rye, not finished in cognac, this probably wouldn't be super exciting.
I kind of get the same impression.
I love it. I would drink the hell out of this. The finish is nice. The rye tingle's nice, but I think the finish helps this a lot.
If it wasn't for the finish, this would be not very interesting.
Well, now we take up another finish, but
I think the nose is actually better
sherry.
Now. Is it? It's almost buttery.
There is butteriness there. Definitely on the palate.
There's something specific.
Hint of grapey sherry comes through, but not a lot.
Not a lot, just enough to make it unique. But for me, the base rye here, like the base rye whiskey, I think would be even strong enough on its own without the gimmick to warrant this, just a conversation.
I'm trying to be oily. Like, it's not oily, but it...
God, you are right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's a consistency to it that you don't find...
Like butter oil.
Yeah, that surprisingly you don't get with this one, being a cognac.
I'm going back to cognac cask finish.
No, but like this one gets... The longer this one sits, this one, for me, it does open up a lot. Now, I can't speak for that with the Jeffersons, but this one does open up a lot if you let it just sit out in the air.
Well, guys, we've considered both whiskeys, both finished whiskeys in this tournament. Now we get to a very unenviable part. Because like I was telling Tony earlier, most podcasts, they just sit and enjoy their whiskeys. But no, here at K.O.E Nation, we match them up brutally in tournament form.
Yeah, and we don't get to enjoy whiskey around here. We turn it into work.
Yeah, fuck off.
Right.
This is research. This is science for you, K.O.E Nation. So
I don't even want to drink whiskey.
But we have to for research, for science.
I mean, I bought these glasses for a reason, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's for science.
Got to put it to use. They're tools of the trade.
Yes.
You are across the Missouri, so I'm going to give you the first vote between, and it's an unenviable task, is it not? Because they both have their virtues. They both have, to be honest, some of their fallbacks, to be honest. Like, there's things that you could use them for. There's things you couldn't use them for. But I'm going to give you the first vote as to which one will move on in the 32 round tournament.
So, minor case there was a lot, not a lot going on with either of these. Let's be honest. I did appreciate some of what Jefferson's had to offer, but along with most other Jeffersons, it just falls flat with me. Most Jeffersons, I just like, it just doesn't. It like gets you there, and then just leaves you.
It's whiskey.
Dry. Yeah, it's pretty good whiskey. That's fair. So minor case takes it.
Minor case is the winner here. Tony G.
Okay, so for me again, I'm gonna echo what I just said. The Jefferson's rye. I'd like to try just the rye without the cognac finish because again, I think it'd be kind of boring. Is this a 47 ABV? How much of that is the cask finish? So honestly, I'd really like to try the rye by itself without the finish, just because I suspect that this is not a very interesting rye, and they gimmicked it with the cognac finish just to market it and make it a little more appealing. Not to say that's bad, not to say that's wrong. I appreciate the gimmick, and I think the gimmick worked. I think they hit a home run with the gimmick, but without the gimmick, this is not exactly a rye to write home about. With the minor case, I think they've got a good base here for a rye, and I'd really like to try this rye without the cask finish because it might actually be better without the cask finishing. But in this,
all that. Sherry makes everything nice.
It's such a stark contrast with rye, though. That's why I found it so interesting, and I liked it so much the first time I had it. So I'd like to try it without that just to see how it was as a standard rye. But I think it was such a unique one for me. I think it's a more complex rye. Finishes be damned. I'm going with the minor case as well.
Oh, so regardless of how I vote, it would not matter, but I'm going to agree with you, gentlemen.
All right.
Minor case by unanimous.
Wow.
Jefferson.
I thought for sure somebody was going to pick some cognac.
I thought I was.
I did too. I really did.
But I guess I just like cognac.
Well, we knew that.
But
you could also just drink cognac.
Yeah. there's that.
Yeah, you don't have to drink a cheap rye that they're covering up for with cask finishing.
But anyways, so yes, Jeffersons, thank you for coming. But now this goes. Let's be frank. This is gonna be a cocktail whiskey.
Yeah, and I think it'd be a really good cocktail whiskey because that sweetness with that rye base that's not overly complex. It's not gonna offend anybody if you mix that.
But to quote Chicken from the Sweet 16 bourbon tournament from last year, Jeffersons, thanks you for coming, but we shall yeet.
Yes.
Yeet.
Yes. And Minor Case now moves on in the 32 rye tournament to the Sweet 16, folks. So this is very unexpected.
This is going to be dog shit.
I didn't even try.
Or great.
I'm going to.
But folks, well, let me know how that goes, T.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I had to know. 2 ryes, one sherry, 1 cognac. Yeah, I had to try this.
I'm surprised with Minor Case personally. I'd never had that before. I know they do Yellowstone. I had the Yellowstone single barrel store pick. Fantastic stuff. I'm not sure about their opening line of Yellowstone. I don't hear that many great things, but I think it's the same distillery.
So what grade are you giving that blend, T?
Like, it starts out pretty damn good, and then it's like Sub-Zero and Scorpion battling to the death in the end. No, I'll be the better finish. No, I'll be the better finish. Get over here.
Oh, so it's like great. It starts off great.
Yeah.
The finish is like, oh.
Yeah, it's like I regret doing that at the end. Like, this is a D, a solid D. Like, it starts out nice, but 2 different cask finishes.
Oh my. But, well, Chicken, did you think this was going to go this way?
No, actually, that's why I bought the Jeffersons. I really enjoyed the Jeffersons when I tried it at your house, Phil,
and that's why I left the Minor Case, because I was interested to see what somebody else thought, because I thought I was just fanboying over it my first time having it.
No, apparently this is some good and apparently now this is becoming a unicorn bottle.
Which upsets me. Which upsets me, because I'd like this one to be readily available. This is another one, a rye that I would like to. It's a gimmick, sure, but this is one I'd like to have on hand. For sure.
Well, folks, we now know who's moving on to the Sweet 16, and as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us here at the K.O.E. Nation for this rye matchup here in the 32 rye tournament. I am your King of Extreme, the Prince and Potentate, the political parlance, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes you the podcast coward, your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partners, the one, the only,
Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe.
And also from all the way across the Missouri River,
Chicken, appreciate you as always. Love you. Bye. Cheers, folks.
Fuck off. Oh, damn it. That's too funny.
You were almost keeping up with them, too.
I know.
Smooths itself out.
Get back. Tell you what I'll do. if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it down. Let you down slow, it's hard to survive.
Nice.
El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah,